Sir, we back with another one. This is a special one, episode 73. This is a guy that many folks recommended, a guy that's been a staple in the community of Augusta, a guy that definitely deserved his flowers. I want to bring to the show my guy Kid Joe.
For sure.
What's up, bro?
For sure.
How you doing today, man?
Man, it's been a busy day, man. But anytime we can sit down and educate, talk about some things people possibly didn't know.
Facts.
Clear the air if it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
We try to get that done.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you, inviting me and my team up here, man. This is a great office, beautiful office, a great place of work. And again, like I said,
a lot of people didn't know I was still here at this place. But, we got all the codes. We typed in all the codes to get in here, right?
That's a fact.
We had to type a couple codes.
Facts. Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah.
Busy man. And that's what I like about Straight Facts, man. Everything raw and uncut, unfiltered, man. Everybody know Kid Joe. Been one of the most, well-recognized members, one of the most busiest men in radio. So I appreciate you letting me sit down with you today.
No problem.
So we're going to get into it, man. Let's start with the intro. Like, where did Kid Joe grow up at? Talk a little bit about your neighborhood and where you grew up at.
It wasn't really a hood. I grew up in Grovetown.
Okay.
And this was the time, like, Grovetown didn't have a middle school or a high school. So I grew up when all the development that we see I know as Grovetown now is not that. And then what we know as Harlem now, it wasn't that. So, like, I grew up in those times where, you had all the houses that you see are built now.
Mm-hmm.
That was just trees and fields and duck off spots and places where you can hang out and kick it. It's not what y'all see, what people know as of Grovetown and Harlem now. So I grew up in Grovetown and Harlem.
Okay, so it wasn't no schools in the area, like high schools?
It was just Harlem. Everybody was bused to Harlem. So if you was in Grovetown, you got bused to Harlem.
Okay. So let's talk about that coming up a little bit. Like, what kind of extracurricular activities you got into, like sports or anything?
We played ball. We played baseball. I was really a baseball guy myself. Little football.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I did most of the what all teams did. I had more of a hustler spirit because my dad, he catered, and I saw him grind. I would see him get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and be gone all day, cooking and stuff like that. So it kind of came second nature to me. We still have everything. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But,
okay.
A lot of the stuff was just watching my dad hustle.
For sure.
Yeah. So, like, and I wanted my own money, and he had me working with him so long in the catering business that when I got old enough to kind of make a couple decisions, I would say, man, listen, I don't want to do that.
For sure. Okay. So I was going to ask you, like, what were some of the things that, like, first got you into the entrepreneur mindset and stuff like that?
Well, he used to, well, believe it or not, my grandmother, so I had the best of both worlds because I had a grandmother that lived uptown,
okay,
which is what we know as South Augusta. Then I had a grandmother that lived downtown, but she was the candy lady Monday through Friday and Monday through Saturday, and then she was the bootlegger on Sunday. So it was always dope. So I kind of, you can kind of say I had a house full of hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it just was that, just watching them getting money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It kind of reminded me of the movie Harlem Nights. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely was. It definitely was that type of situation.
For sure. So that's good that your family, you know what I'm saying, still all that until you're in the early age. So we're going to speed up a little bit. Did you go to college or anything?
I kind of went for a second, but college wasn't what I was, didn't excite me. I actually started and was in transition of being at the radio station, and like a week after I had been interviewing at the radio station, going up to the radio station, sitting in with what was once known as the Cut Boys. I would sit in on their show, and just got introduced to it there. Was going to start school and decided, like, I went a couple days. I was like, this ain't for me.
This ain't for you,
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And you touched on that a little bit, talking about the Cut Boys. So that segues into my next question. Like, what first got you into radio? And who were some of your influences?
So, believe it or not, so my see, it goes back. Like, so my grandmother had a social club at the time.
Okay.
So I know where you from?
North Augusta.
So you from North Augusta. So you know about the legendary Mighty Peanut.
Yep.
So
facts.
I wasn't young enough to get in the parties, so my mom would have to take stuff to my dad, and um she we would go sneak in, but I would always play. Hey, I want to go see my grandma. I want to go see, but they would always be in the midst of the party, so I couldn't stay to the party.
For sure.
So I would always sneak in and peek in the party, and my grandmother would be dancing. Peanut would be DJing. So Peanut was like the first person I ever saw about DJing, and I always saw how excited my grandmother was when it came to dancing and throwing parties. So she was like one of the first ones to throw parties,
Okay.
So that's where I got it from. And I've been trying to find. My dad said he don't know where it's at, but she has an old picture with the candy liquor, and just people don't understand how deeply rooted I am in the city because candy liquor used to come to the soundtrack back in the day.
For sure.
So it like she got a picture with him, and I'm looking for that picture. I've been looking for that picture.
Yeah, I
and
hope
all
you can
the-
find it before I drop this,
yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We hopefully we can
So
we
I
can
can stay
find
in
it.
there for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so all right, so because you're right, Mighty Peanuts and all them. So them were some of the people that were some of the motivators and mentors for you when you
Yeah.
first got into radio.
So like yeah. It was a guy by the name of Sir Lancelot. He was one.
Okay.
Sir Lancelot is in Dallas now. There's a lot of people that played a heavy influence
For sure.
into it.
For sure, and that's why I wanted to do this too because you definitely deserve your flowers. So let's talk about your first time, man. Do you remember your first time on the air, and who was your first guest?
So I always tell this joke because Project Pat, believe it or not, he was the first one that I interviewed. I actually came in radio on the kind of tail end of like a lot of the hype stuff, and really not. But Project Pat was the first person that I got to do drops with and
Wow.
interview with. So like, and that's been some years ago.
Yeah, that's big because you said years ago. That's when
Yeah.
Project Pat Three Six
Yeah,
Mafia was up
yeah,
there.
that was like Cheddar Club update,
Facts.
like before
Yeah.
then. You know what I'm saying?
What album was that with Teddy Club and all
Man,
that?
I don't know.
That was before Mister Don't Play and all that, right?
Man, I couldn't even like
Because they got a lot of albums.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you got to remember, like during my high school years, you had that true like TRU where Master P
Master
was
P.
real heavy. So and then you had like the that's when the South was dominating, and it was the South versus the East Coast, and it was a bunch of times, a bunch of different stuff.
There was a lot going on at the
Yeah,
time for sure.
yeah.
So that was Project Pat was your first celebrity guest that
Yeah,
you.
the first person that ran into and was able to have like sit down conversation
For
with.
sure.
Yeah, that was it.
All right. So when did you first realize that like radio was something that you could make a career out of long term?
I ain't had no other choice, bro. That was the only thing I was doing. So like, I mean, it would be like bills still had to pay. Pay. I mean, I did other things to get bread, but it just things had to be paid for.
You was all in.
Yeah, so I had to put all my time into it.
Facts.
Yeah, so and it was about being better than everybody that I was around.
For sure.
And it wasn't even a competition. It was just if they calling him, why they can't call me? So I'm still like that today.
Yeah, I like that mindset too. All right, so what would you say is the biggest difference in radio between now and when you first started? I mean, then when you first started and now.
Streams. If I don't know if anybody knows about this, but like the songs are shorter. Hooks are. I mean, you really ain't got people ain't getting true 16s. They actually took like they took a verse and then they took out two more verses because some songs had four verses. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a verse and a half, and then we go on to the next. You know what I'm saying? So
what would you say is the biggest reason for that? Is it because of the attention span?
no, I mean in this game, music changes. If you look at the development and how music is played, now it does come back to an element because how music is recycled.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But I still think radio play a big part.
I mean, it always I mean, in interviews today, I think Young Bird. What was crazy? I got a picture with him and Shauna. We did a thing called Power Fest, and it's crazy. He said that streams and everything. That's why artists are not seeing the money that they not seeing all the money that they could see because they don't want to go to radio. And you got to think Drake taking on Universal right now. That's a big thing. You know what I'm saying in the culture, but that also shows like how big and how influential that the music industry and radio is.
Facts. Because I had a few questions that a few artists wanted me to ask you about the radio play or whatnot. So if a music artist or whatnot wanted to get a commercial play, like how would they go about it?
That's
like on the
the
radio?
commercial. Getting a commercial play. See, people, and I always tell people this: I've never taken money. No artist in the world can tell you I've taken money. I've always supported movements,
For sure.
and that's the thing. I mean, buying radio advertisement. That's the thing. I mean, like I always said, I was going to run a consulting business once I got out of radio because it's a conflict of interest if I did it while I was working on radio. So I always say that. But buying a radio advertisement is just like buying a. And people don't realize your music is your business. That's why it's called the music business. So it's a thing of going to see a salesperson. You want to run ads on your music. You got an album coming out. They used to do it back in the day.
For sure. Facts. It was normal back then.
Yeah, it was normal back then. It's not really so much normal now.
Facts. You're right about that. All right, so we're gonna slide to the next because you're more than a radio personality. You're an entrepreneur as well. So we're gonna talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about the pros and cons of running your own business.
We don't like to support each other. If you feel like you giving me $10 more, it's a problem. You feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, man, this chain, when I saw him, man, his chain just blinged a little too much for me, or man, he got out the car too happy. His air conditioner must have been working too good. Like it just.
Nah, you're right though. It be petty stuff though.
It'd be like
a lot of jealousy.
I've heard some of the wildest things. Like I was always taught. I mean, being from Harlem and Grovetown, and big shouts going out to all my people from Grovetown and Harlem, man. And that's why, like, when I see people from Grovetown and Harlem, I try to make sure, no matter what element or what situation they in, I always try to make sure you remember me, and I do that thing. But I mean, going back to the business part of it, it's just almost like I ain't give him nothing to help stun on me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just like, but I've worked this like the saying what the Kardashian said. I ain't get this far to get this far. That's the realest statement in the world because like I didn't missed a lot of things. Like you talking to somebody that with all the stuff that I've had going on in my career in the last 13 years, I've lost 37 family members.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like, even like I lost my nephew. I was right in this building when I got the phone call. My nephew had been hit. Like my nephew and my brother were two major events and deaths that happened where I was still in my in the business, but they made news. My nephew was running from a dog and got hit. My brother was in Aiken and he hit the only tree on this road in Aiken where it wasn't nothing but a cornfield. But he hit he hit the only tree in there. And I mean, to go pick your brother's stuff up and to see the truck, see some of his blood still there. It just I've dealt with a lot.
Exactly.
So, getting back to your question, when you go through all that and then have to deal with people not wanting to support you because they feel like your prices are too high, or I can just get somebody, or I can just go buy a boombox at Walmart and Bluetooth my favorite songs in there. So it's hard. It is really hard.
And it's good too. It seemed like you didn't use it as a crutch. You use it as motivation.
I never use and people always, my god sister always say, like, how do you work through it? You know what I'm saying? Because when I step out my house, when I step out them four walls at the crib, bro, I'm Kid Joe.
For sure.
My daughter hate going to the mall with
me. Yeah.
She hate going
so
to
the city
mall.
Be showing love to you.
I mean, there are some people, like, I have more people that the hate that I get, I mean, that comes with anything. But you just let it be motivation because everybody that's in some point or some way hated had to come back and say, I apologize. I didn't realize it was like this. I didn't understand it at that point. Those people that just continue to hate just ain't happy with themselves.
Exactly right. You're right. It always be a inner problem before it comes out as problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that you kept going with it or whatnot. So I want to ask you, like, what do you think it would take for Augusta though to get from behind the 8 ball? As far as like,
it's not an 8 ball.
Okay,
we the 8 ball. And I say that because I watch how movements watch. If you look at the movement that's going on in South Carolina with the Southern Soul, they stuck together. Thanks. A lot of records that we sleep on, like Lil Root,
Facts.
Like that was
Legend.
Carolina.
Facts.
They
Shout out
get
Carolina.
behind. They get behind. Like if you think about what's my guy name in Charleston? Some of the DJs, they get behind their people.
Damn, I forgot the DJ down there.
I can't think of it. I'll probably think of it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about too.
But they get behind.
Yeah.
They get behind the movements, and it's not so much of a hate thing, and it's never been more of a popularity thing. You know what I'm saying? It's always it was good. A lot of times we get caught up with here is you supposed to support because I'm from here,
Facts.
and that's not the case. Like support and let it be good, and that's what I tell a lot of artists. You don't need. It's easier for you to get your music heard than it was for me to pass out flyers.
Yeah.
It's easier now.
Yeah, it is.
You can pay for a sponsorship.
Facts.
This is the music business. A lot of people get that homeboy shit don't work because like and what happens is a lot of times the people come and want something for free but not understanding like you can do everything that you want to do on yourself. Like matter of fact, I got something for you. Okay, and look how it's packaged. Hold on, you gotta look at the presentation. It's packaged up, right? You just open it up.
Presentation.
Yeah, presentation is everything. Just you want to open it up now?
Exactly.
You go. We can open it up right now.
Okay.
So it's branding, it's marketing.
Facts.
Even the way I spell my name is a marketing tool.
That's crazy too, because when I was talking about you earlier, I said I've been knowing bro since I was young, and this is the signature I remember.
But listen, I was dating this chick, and she's from Carolina. Her niece, I think her niece now is a makeup artist, but she was a little girl. She came by the station, and it was just that's how I came up with the slogan. But learning marketing, I learned marketing early because speaking of entrepreneurship, I still do street team work.
Okay.
So like when artists came down, there was a lot of groups we worked with. The Get Crunked Up record, where it was Get Messed Up. You know what I'm saying? My biggest one was Aaliyah before she passed. So she had a double album, but the album was a cartoon and her in real life. The More Than a Woman, all of that. That was one of the big shots going out to Kevin Jeter. He a former Payne College alumni, Wild Style Promotions. He got me into the promotion game.
Okay.
So we was I was passing out records. I was passing out vinyl. I was passing out she had these postcards and this vinyl, and I always would ask Flash because I gave one to Flash, and Flash would be one of my one spots because I go to Flash uptown in the Kmart shopping plaza, and then I go downtown, and I left him all the stuff. I just left him records and everything.
That's love.
And we got a call from the record company and said you got to bring all the stuff back. So he said, man, just let me keep that one poster. That next week, she died in the airplane crash.
Wow.
So it's like, I've been in this game for a minute.
For sure. And I'm glad you touched on promotion because that's what I was going to talk about next. And talking about how important it is in running businesses. Because again, we just started something. Our group, we got something called the Spill or whatnot. We learning and we trying to work together. And we just trying to learn about promotion and show others as well. So
promotion is key.
Okay.
If you ain't got promotion, you ain't got a concept. You ain't got people don't understand what you selling.
Facts.
Promotion is everything. I mean, like I gave you a shirt. You may not wear it. You may give it to somebody else. But the fact that I had it packaged up, I had it presentation, like you know what I'm saying? It's everything.
Can't skip steps.
You can't skip steps. So a lot of times people get mad because I ain't skip a step. Maybe somebody ain't do, but I ain't skip a step.
Facts.
Like even with that, people be mad with you because you walk in the spot with your head held high. They be upset about the wrong, you know what I'm saying? But my promotion. I mean, how many DJs in the city? And not to knock nobody.
For sure.
Because I love all the DJs. But how many artists got that? How many artists walking around here with shirts?
I haven't seen too many.
Now there are some that has done it, but I'm giving out shirts.
Facts.
Now there, when the website come together, we but that's the thing there. I just got my pride and joy right now that I'm taking care of, which is Crown Holder Events, which is we customize on a lot of things corporately and
Is that your promotion team?
Well, that's part of the promotion. You know what I'm saying? But the promotion team has a different name and a different situation. So I kind of keep everything. I wear a lot of different hats, and I keep everything separated. Because if you go to crown holder events, you're gonna get a different look. But if you go to Kid Joe, the crown holder, you got a whole different look.
Facts.
So you just got to make sure you market, man. Marketing promotion has been even down the way. If you Google me right now, like, and people be laughing when I say that, but it's with an I? No, it's with a K, 2 Ds.
Facts.
And people think you cocky, like
you gotta have that mindset.
Yeah, but like that, but it's that for the marketing. It's that for the marketing.
Gotta stand out. Facts.
You gotta figure out. I'm from Harlem, bro. Like I'm from Harlem and Grovetown, and people that know Harlem and Grovetown, even like just people that's been in the area for a long time. We ain't have one red light and a Pizza Hut.
Facts. Yeah, my sister's down Harlem, so you're right. I definitely know.
Right, and listen, even parts of Harlem now are not as advanced as Grovetown is. So, like, if it's not that now, what you think it was 15, 20 years ago?
Exactly.
For sure.
But you ain't make no excuses.
Yeah, never.
For sure. All right, so I got a few more for you before you get out of here, man, because I know you got a busy night. All right, so let's talk about fatherhood a little bit, man. You got kids, right?
I got a daughter. I got one daughter.
All right, so let's talk about how important it is, fatherhood in your life, and how you balance the both worlds with business and fatherhood.
It's never a balance, bro.
Okay.
I hear people say you got to balance the two. It's a hard job too, and because you don't, like, I always say I got a daughter, so, and I know the reputation and the wild parties that I've thrown, but I always want to keep her off the pole. I always want to make sure that she got to twerk or
facts.
Do all that wild stuff. So, like, it's really important, but they truly don't get somebody that's really in the business and really been grinding and doing it, whether it's Khaled, Kid Capri, you don't have a. It's never a good balance because you're gonna miss some stuff.
Facts.
You're gonna miss a recital, even though I try not to. You're gonna miss something.
For sure.
You're gonna miss something.
For sure. You're right. You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, so I got like two more for you. All right, so you talked about events and stuff and all that, and you mentioned trail ride earlier. How have you been on it? You been hip to the trail rides and
So
stuff like
listen,
that?
I got a partner. Big shots going out to my boys in Washington, Wilkes. Nico. Nico was the first one. He's like, boy, you gotta get hip to it. You gotta get hip to it. You gotta get hip to it. But that ain't my field. Like, and I can play the music, but I don't wear boots now. So what am I
going with what's working already?
But I don't want to, like, some things people tend to follow trends that they don't really agree with. And I can't tell you I can agree with playing Southern Soul for big shots going out to all my Southern Soul artists because, I mean, God knows I watched I watched 803. I can remember sitting back in the my homeboy DJ Dirty was just like, bro, I want to introduce you to my peoples. And I was like, well, yo, I already know the record, but we just, been cool ever since. And
good guy, man. He definitely a good guy. Shout out to 803 Fresh.
King George when Tucker was running through here, and then I'll give you two more. My girl West Love, she's right out of Warner Robins. She lives out there, but I actually work on the station. So I work in Augusta, but I also work in Macon too. So and I got the key fob. We can go in there. We leave right now. We can go right into there, just like we walked in here. West Love is been near and dear to my heart. And believe it or not, my homeboy Collie Park has a lot of influence with Mike Clark Jr. So it's been dope to watch his elevation go. But for me to say I'm gonna put on a cowboy hat,
for sure,
and them hats $300, bro. I'm not.
That lifestyle is kind of,
bro. Them
hats about adapting different ways,
bro. Them hats $300. I'm not buying the one off Amazon. If I'm gonna get that real deal, I want that real deal.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I respect that though. I respect, you know what I'm saying, you want to stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to force nothing.
But yeah, big shots going out to Nico, because Nico, when we was DJing at home during the pandemic, he's like, bro, better get on this guy. You better get on this Southern Soul wave, bro. And I was just like, bro, I call it fish fry music, and that's no
Yes, sir.
that's no disrespect to
That's respect.
That's no disrespect to it, but I'm just saying, I was like, bro, I can't do it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna flex. Like, even though the money is like, we see what the trail rides is doing. So I mean, and big shots going out to pay me, Trucker. I've been on shows with both of these guys. Big shots going out to them. Salute. It's just not in my.
For sure, yeah. And I brought it up because we got a trail ride actually.
Okay.
Me and the team, we got one Saturday or whatnot.
Okay.
And you invited to come out
for sure.
Because I know there's gonna be a lot of your peers and stuff out there as well. So, all right. So I want to ask you about your events. Do you got any events coming up?
We got an 80s and 90s party, and we're giving away $1,000 at Miami Vibes. We got a couple different events that's coming. That I can't kind of put out there just yet because they my events, but I'm just the hand behind the scenes. So like I like to be on the outskirts of it. Like a lot of times I got a partner, he say, bro, you really don't move how you used to move. And I say I can't, but because the hate be just so
you do
real.
Be out the way though.
I don't be out the way. I just be out the sight.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't
That's the difference.
Like, so I don't be out the way.
Facts.
I just be out the sight.
Out of sight.
Cause like, I mean, my price ain't what everybody else's price is. You know what I'm saying? So I can't DJ for $200. I can't.
You work hard.
Yeah, I can't. Merch costs. And I'm not selling merch. I'm giving the merch away. People that come to my party, whether it's a girl sitting over in the corner ain't got up, she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Facts, so like, I like to be behind the scenes with a lot of stuff right now, and that's the dopest thing, to be behind the scenes and watch the young guys like flourish. You know what I'm saying? So that's big shouts going out to DJ Nightmare. People don't know Nightmare was my intern for 4 years.
Oh yeah.
And throughout the course of his career in Augusta, and when he moved, we've always kept an ear to each other, and I always made sure he was good, because it's almost like watching your child ride off with no training wheels on the bike no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you when you see those type of situations, it's always dope.
Exactly.
And I got some of the hottest ones, like big shots going out to Zell.
Yeah, shout out DJ Zell. He will be at the trail ride Saturday.
Zell. I remember hiring Zell for I did a sneaker. I used to do sneaker events.
Okay.
Because I'm a big sneaker head, so I hired Zell to DJ one of my sneaker events, and like we had DTLR there. It was dope. For sure.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah. So shout out to all the DJs across the city. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs and promoters.
Big shouts going out to your brother, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to
because he co-signed.
Shout out, little bro.
So that's your little bro.
That's my little bro. Yeah.
Really?
Giselle's my youngest. Then Cody. Then me.
Okay.
Shout out to them for sure.
But so we'll have to talk about that offhand. So yeah, we have to talk about that offhand. Sure. But he made sure, and I was real. Payne College used to be a stomping ground for me. So yeah, so big shots going out to Cody, man.
Shout out to Payne College as well.
For sure.
Shout out to little bro.
Yeah, because that's what he introduced. He said, man, you gotta do with my brother, man. You gotta do the interview. I say, I'm waiting on him.
For sure. Giselle throw you an alley too, though. He Ben told me to mess with you too.
Yeah. Listen, we always, believe it or not, man, Giselle, we always catch each other and we have great conversations, man. And he's a wise guy, man.
He definitely wise behind his years, man, for sure. So I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You definitely a legend. You deserve your flowers.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming on Straight Facts Podcast, episode 73 with my guy KYDD JOE.
For sure.
CYTV. Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
So